This is the Stage 28 grammar video, and let's dive right in. We're going to learn more about the accusative case and the ablative case. So far, with the accusative case going all the way back to like stage 2, you learned that the accusative case, that's the way a noun is spelled when it is the direct object of a sentence, pretty straightforward. I took these examples from the model sentences in stage 28. So you've got Flammai kasam consubserunt, right? The flames consumed the little house. Or Polemachus was helping the Roman soldiers. So the words in bold, accusative case, em, as, os, ace, nothing to it. You also learn that the accusative case is the object of some prepositions, as in post mortem Kogedubni, after the death of Kogibert, or prope aulam, near the palace, or ad urbem, to the city. So here is a brand new use of the accusative case. It's called duration of time. When a Latin sentence wants to tell you how long something lasts, the words that deal with how long and the time frame are always in the accusative case, as in multos annos hic habitavi. I have lived here for many years. Or look at this next example, duas horas laborabat. They were working for 2 hours. So as you can see from these two examples, you're going to take the time words and you're going to use the English word for in your translation. Again, just simply telling you duration, how long something lasts. You're going to look for these time words in particular, some of which you've learned, some of which you'll learn formally next year. Annus anni, meaning year. We get annual from that. Dies diei, meaning day. You've had that for quite a while. Hora horai, meaning hour. And then you might not have seen this one before, but mensis, meaning month, is another time word to take a look at. Okay, so that's our new use of the accusative. Now for the ablative case, well, way back when in Latin 1, you learned that the ablative is the way a noun is spelled when it's the object of one of these sine sub prepositions, right? Abde ex pro cum in sine sub, the ablative submarine. The ablative submarine. If you don't know these, you should pause the video and write every single one down, because you should know them all. You also learned back in stage 21 that there's a thing called an ablative of personal agent. It always starts with a or ab, and in this instance, a or ab means by, and it always refers to a person, as in personal agent, a person who completes the action of a passive verb or participle. When we learned about perfect passive participles, like this one, laudati, having been verbed, right, having been praised, the ablative of personal agent tells you the person who did this action. So putting this one together, it would be the soldiers, having been praised by Sawius, were happy. So here comes a new one, or somewhat new. We've seen it a little bit in our story so far. It's called an ablative of means, sometimes called an ablative of instrument. That might help some of you remember it better. Now, here's the trick. There's no preposition. You'll just see an ablative word. And what does it do? Well, it's the means by which an action is accomplished, or it is the inanimate object, the instrument with which an action was accomplished. So it always refers to a thing, never a person. Here are two examples. Mercator, fustibus verberatus, in fossa exanimatus iacebat. The merchant, having been beaten with clubs, was lying passed out in the ditch. See, fustibus there is in the ablative case. There's no preposition. It tells you the means by which he was beaten with clubs. He got fustibused. Now the second example, Caesar, gladio vulneratus est mortuus. Caesar, having been wounded by a sword, you could say, or you could even say with a sword, is dead. Again, ablative of means or instrument. So you can translate it as by or by means of, or simply with. Here's another new use of the ablative. When a Latin sentence wants to tell you specifically when an action occurred, those time words, instead of being in the accusative case telling you how long something lasts, they'll be in the ablative case telling you when something lasts. There's no preposition. Here's an example. Nona hora ad aulam venit. He came to the palace nona ora at the 9th hour. Or decimo die discessit. He left on the 10th day. You'll see the same time words being used in the ablative time when as in the accusative duration of time, like annus, dies, hora, and mensis. But for ablatives of time when, sometimes you see these additional words used here, so please write them down. Tempus, meaning time, lux, meaning light, and nox, meaning night. And then, why not one more for good measure? Ablative of manner. It can be used with or without the preposition cum. It always answers the question, how? So for example, you want to graduate summa cum laude. It tells you how you graduated. How? With highest praise. Or look at this sentence, which we've seen actually in stage 28. Savius magna voce dixit. He spoke with a great voice. It tells you how he spoke. So when ablative words tell you how, that's called an ablative of manner. Whether or not it's an ablative of means or manner or whatnot, the best thing to do is to just think of your ablative song. You focused primarily on the endings last year. This time we're going to focus on the second part. So if you look at it...
Good afternoon.
Sorry about that. I'm resuming the video now that the announcements are done. So focus on this part of the song here. So the last case is the ablative a, o, e, isis, ibus, but then by, with, from, in, on. If you see an ablative word from this point forward in a Latin sentence and there's no preposition in front of it, I promise you that if you put one of these 5 prepositions in front of it for your translation, it will make sense probably 98% of the time. Okay? We're just going to look at a few more examples. Look at this first one. Agricola provinciam septem annos administravit. Well, if I'm looking at this sentence, I see that Agricola managed the province, and then I see a time word here, annos. I notice, though, it's in the accusative case, because the accusative plural goes as, os, es. So this is going to tell me how long, duration of time, he administered the province, or managed the province, for 7 years. Looking at the second sentence, hospites vino soluti clamare et iocos facere coeperunt. Well, I see here a participle with soluti, and vino looks like an ablative word, a, o, e, isisibus. There's no preposition in front, but I know that hospites means guests. Soluti is a brand new stage 28 vocab word that means loosened. So I'm going to say the guests, comma, loosened by the wine, ablative of means, began to shout and make jokes. How about this one? Nuntius, gladio vulneratus. Ooh, I see vulneratus is a participle. I see an ablative word with gladio, no preposition in front of it. The messenger, having been wounded by a sword, by means of a sword, another ablative of means. How about this one? Prima luce modestus ex carcere fugit. Well, I see an ablative word with prima and also with luce, and I know that lux lucus means light, so there's probably telling me maybe specifically when an action occurred. It's an ablative of time when. So at first light, Modestus fled from the prison. 2 more. Caesar in Britannia totum annum pugnavit. Looking at that sentence, I see accusative words here, totum and annum means year. So this is most likely going to be an accusative duration of time again. Caesar fought in Britain for the whole year. And then finally, media nocte, hostes castra nostra opugnaverunt. Media nocte, ablative words, nox noctis means time, so ablative time when. When did this happen? Well, in the middle of the night, the enemies attacked our camps. All right, that's it. Thank you.